Good evening, Planeswalkers. My name is Shamar, and welcome to the Commander Corps. Today, I have for you my first Boros library. This one is sure to crash the party and does what Boros loves best, beating face. Today, we are going to be leading a charge of ogres and rebels, all for Mirrodin. And who better to lead the party crashers than the rebel rouser, Ash Party Crasher from Wilds of Eldraine. So let's see how we are going to crash our opponent's party. Our commander is Ash Party Crasher, who costs a red and a white mana for a total of 2 mana. She has haste, so she can get to swinging on her opponents as soon as she enters the battlefield. And she has Celebration, which reads, whenever Ash attacks, if 2 or more non-land permanents enter the battlefield this turn, put a +1/+1 counter on Ash. So, our main focus is getting 2 non-land permanents on the battlefield and then swinging with Ash. But how do we trigger a celebration each turn with this library? Ash has the keyword Celebration. This is a keyword introduced in the Wilds of Eldraine set. This mechanic wants us to ensure that 2 or more non-land permanents have entered the battlefield under our control before we get to combat. As a result of this, I've decided to incorporate the mechanic for Mirrodin. First, this is my favorite plane of magic. Secondly, this mechanic is on a series of equipment and reads, when this equipment enters the battlefield, create a 2/2 red rebel creature token and attach this equipment to that creature. As a result, this 2/2 red rebel may enter with flying and +1/+0 if we have hex gold hover wings, for example. This means that if you play one of these equipments, you are having 2 non-land permanents enter in the turn. This is just one of the many ways that Ash gets pumped up with a +1/+1 counter each combat. Within the 99, there are a host of creatures that will help Ash bring this party down. A few staples to watch out for are Heartless Hidetsugu, Cho Aram Bruiser, and Ogre Chitterlord. Starting off with the Heartless Hidetsugu, this is hands down one of my favorite cards to play in red. At a total cost of 5 mana, 3 colorless, and 2 red mana, he is a 4/3 that reads tap, and Heartless Hidetsugu deals damage to each player equal to half that player's life total, rounded down. Without a doubt, he speeds up your combat victory. The only trick is convincing players that this is helping everyone take out the one person ahead of everyone else. To date, I have been able to activate this card every time I've played it. Now moving on to the Cho Aram Bruiser. He is another big beefy ogre for 6 mana, 5 colorless, and a white mana. He is a 3/4, but whenever he attacks, you can tap 2 target creatures, allowing your party crashers to break through your opponent's defenses. Last but not least, look for the Ogre Chitterlord. This ogre, when he enters the battlefield or attacks, creates 2 1/1 rat creature tokens that can't block. And then, if you control 5 or more rats, they get +2/+0 until end of turn. Also, we don't want to forget that Ogre Chitterlord has menace. So, as a result, he has to be blocked by 2 or more creatures. This is a 6/5, so this makes your opponent's party on the battlefield just a little bit crashed. Included in the 99 are some smashing equipments and party enchantments. For equipment, we will look for the Greatsword of Tyr, Bloodforged Battle Axe, and Hexplate Wallbreaker. The Greatsword of Tyr allows you to put a +1/+1 counter on your attacking creature and tap up to 1 creature the defending player controls. Having this on the battlefield early is vital to getting in your early damage that adds up fast. At an equipped cost of just 1 white mana, this equipment is worth the 35 cents it's going for currently. Next up is the Bloodforged Battle Axe. For 1 colorless mana to cast this equipment, It makes a copy of itself if the creature that is equipped to it gets combat damage through to an opponent. It also gives the creature +2/+0, so at an equip cost of 2, you can either spread the love to all your creatures or just go Voltron with it and equip all the axes to 1. Remember that the key to this library is getting in as much damage as you can with each swing and to make sure that it connects. Finally, we have the Hexplate Wallbreaker. This equipment for 3 colorless and 2 red, and an equip cost of 3 colorless and a red mana has for Mirrodin. So we make a 2/2 red Rebel token and it gets equipped. It gives this Rebel +2/+2, but most importantly, whenever the equipped creature attacks, untap your attacking creatures, and you have another combat phase. This is a game ender for the late game. It gives you another chance to finish the party off. Alongside these equipments, you have some party favors for your rebellious party crashers. Otherwise known as enchantments, there are a few shiny ones in here like Curse of Opulence, Assemble the Legion, and Outlaw's Merriment. Curse of Opulence is great at letting people know that they're building just a little too fast. For 1 red mana, you can enchant a player, and this particular enchantment helps with your mana ramp. It reads, each time an opponent attacks enchanted player, you and the opponent that attacked make a gold token. Basically like treasure, but it's gold for flavor. Next up, we have Assemble the Legion. This enchantment takes a muster counter each turn at the beginning of your upkeep. Then, you create a 1/1 human soldier for each muster counter on this enchantment. So by turn 2 of having this enchantment, you are ensuring that 2 non-land permanents are entering each turn to trigger Ash. This also adds more crashers to our party. Speaking of party crashers, we finally have the Outlaw's Merriment. This card creates a token at random, so I typically roll a 6-sided die, assigning 1 to 2 to make the 3/1 human warrior token, 3 to 4 for a 2/1 human cleric token, and 5 to 6 for a 1/2 human rogue token. This is just another flavorful tool to reach the threshold of 2 non-land permanents entering for Ash's ability to trigger. Now that we know some of the key cards within this library, what is our focus? We want to ensure we are getting at least 2 things on our battlefield to pump Ash every time we enter combat. If we can't keep Ash on the battlefield, that's okay, because there are some big ogres to help crash through our opponent's defenses. We also have equipment on the field to possibly equip 1 creature and make it a brute. But either way, play out your hand, hit your opponent every chance you get. At the time of this video, this library is going for $72.80 and has a SALT score of 26.84. This library is also great for new players who are looking for a starting place because there are a lot of areas where you can affordably upgrade. Maybe more lands, maybe more interaction, or maybe just better creatures. The way you crash your opponent's party is on you. But my personal favorite flavor or pet card that is in this library is Blessed Wine. It is 1 white for an instant that at the beginning of the next turn's upkeep, draw a card and you gain a life. The art for this card is great in my opinion, and helps with some card draw in a tight place. After all, what is a party without some wine? Now get out there and start crashing your friends' parties. Thank you for stopping into the Commander Court. Stay warm out here. Good evening, Planeswalkers. My name is Shamar, and welcome to the Our commander is Ash Party Crasher and Hexplate Wall. I did it!